This didn't age well. This video did not age well. Everybody's now talking about trying to say this is a joke, what Justin Trudeau did in 2019. You're going to tell me you're a leader and you're going to make this as a joke? Talk about bad taste in judgment. They say that we're supposed to hold these leaders in higher regard. And you're going to tell me something as serious as making sure that you say publicly funded independent media, Justin, are credible. You're going to tell me that in the spirit of knowing better, that you are going to do a speech that you're saying is a joke. Now, Twitter just made it official what you said, plus the fact that they did get a whole heap of money from you, plus the past 3 years, the way in which CBC and their reporters have questioned Justin, allowed things to get away from Justin, not push back at Justin. CBC themselves cause the public to not trust them. So it's not just Pierre Polivier and not just this joke. That being said, in the height of the public being concerned, you're going to tell me a leader is going to use that timing as the backdrop to make a joke about it? Again, shows Justin's disregard to do a temperature check of Canadians. It also shows his disregard to care about how his comments affect and how they land. He shows blatant disregard and he makes jokes and fun about it to show you, the Canadian people, he don't give a rat's behind. Now, when it comes back to him, he wants to yell foul. Well, foul, a rooster is a fowl. Well, they say the chicken comes home to the roost. The fowl comes home to the barn, Justin. So you might want to do some reflection, look in the mirror, and not be pointing fingers. However, that's going to be a very hard task for you, being that you spent the last 10 years of pointing to everyone and not asking yourself, why does the Canadian people feel this way? Why am I a minority government that's only having a majority effect because I'm being propped up by the NDP? So it's not Twitter. It's not Polivier, Justin. It's the people of Canada that voted you a minority government and you could only get the support by the NDP. So it's you. Just look in the mirror. The people voted, and if the people truly wanted you with the power, you would have had it. But you find ways to get what the people have stated they don't want you to have. So again, another show of disregard. Jagmeet, you're guilty of that. Did the people want the Liberal government to be a majority acting? No. So why did you give Justin what the people did not give? When Canadians can step back and just analyze, and you will see who are the hypocrites and who are really respecting your democracy. So if we wanted the Liberals to have majority power, we would have, and we didn't. So him and Jagmeet went about giving Justin what the people did not give. Okay. Now the people are discontent with CBC. So what does Justin do? Go out of his way and make fun and poke fun of it. And then complain that it's somebody else running to Twitter's help. No, my dear. Justin, Jagmeet, and CBC, these are just the beginning of the telling signs of what is to come. So, we are going to review Justin, and you could see his demeanor, like every other thing that him and Chrystia Freeland do. There's just this element of arrogance. So here we go.
Hear about liberal bias in the media these days, how they're constantly letting our government off the hook for no good reason. Frankly, I think that's insulting. It's clear that they let us off the hook for a very good reason, because we paid them $600 million. You don't get stellar headlines like these without greasing the wheels a bit.
Yeah. So, cancel. So, that's not Twitter. That's not Pierre. That's you, Justin, making public statement and poking fun at legitimate concerns. So after a while, and that was 2019, and we saw the progressive actions leading up to 2023 of your continued disregard for the people of Canada and your comments to show disrespect for legitimate concerns. It's up until now. You still perform that way. So don't be getting upset at Pierre and talk about him running to billionaire Americans, and Pierre is there to undermine Canadian democracy. Undermine Canadian institutions, and it's a independent media. I'm like, what did you do when independent media asked you something? Who remembers Justin Trudeau making statements to independent Canadian media and refused to answer their question and was very bold and disrespectful to the reporter, telling the reporter he's not going to answer their question as a result of who they are. This is the same man now talking about CBC's independent media and how Polivier is undermining Canadian independent media that many Canadians listen to. Well, many Canadians listen to independent media. However, you and liberals decide for Canadians who is legitimate independent. That's a little bit authoritative to tell us Rebel News is this. Don't listen to them, and you poke fun, you dismiss them, and then when a journalist asks you a question from them, you disgustingly, disrespectfully said point blank for the whole world to hear that you're not answering them as a result of who they are. Interesting, Justin. Look at what you did on a very public international platform to a Canadian journalist from an independent Canadian source. And your justifications that you don't agree with what they're doing, you label their stuff as misinformation and disinformation. And CBC has a plethora of misinformation and disinformation. Yet still, you have not shown disdain for them. Actually, you fund them. So, if anybody remember that segment of Justin being pompous and refusing to answer the journalist, and then when he does answer the journalist, responded very disrespectfully and condescending to her, and then when she asked again, he just stood there and in his visual protest refused to answer as if she was invisible. How many Canadians remember that? Right. And that was fitting. That was good. Liberals were celebrating how disrespectful he was to independent Canadian journalists. Interesting. Canadians and liberals, you need to start looking yourselves in the mirror, my dear children. This is Lady O. Stay in action, faith, and possibility. Walk in and protect your light. Your purpose will find you. Say what you mean and live like you mean what you say. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.